I saw some stuff defensively, but the thing I got on this one that I'm a little disappointed in, and we're gonna talk about this. The Browns defense, they got to stop giving up these big plays, man. These big touchdowns and not making guys work for what they're doing. They gotta figure that out. I don't know what coverage they was in. It just looked like they just simply got beat. On that first drive of the game with the Packers, and Ronnie Hickman just gets cooked to the outside. No. See, the Browns defense, if they want to be known as one of those top-notch defenses, and I'm talking about all-time great, they got to do two things. They got to stop giving up these doggone big plays, no matter who you are. And they have to continuously be able to do this at home and on the road. The intensity level has to be there. Ronnie Hickman, you can't get beat for a touchdown like that and let guys, like, that's deflating, especially when you at home doing stuff like that. No, the defense has to be out, and they play a lot of man coverage, and I get it. But they're going to have to learn to play some zone, some cover 3, some cover 4, some cover 6. They're going to have to learn how to play zone, communicate, and stop having 70-yard touchdowns. Because remember, think about it. Long touchdowns against the Colts. They almost gave up a very long play to Brandon Ayuk. They got him in field goal range last year. Long touchdowns to Pickens at the first game they played against the Steelers. All these long touchdowns got to stop. You got to make these guys tackle guys, get them on the ground. I didn't like that. And that's one of the things they're going to have to work on. Obviously, I'm not just trying to be over the top. It is one preseason game, obviously, but I can only critique what we're critiquing. We got a lot of people. We got a lot of comments in here. Let's see. Soul Train, I feel like next week will be more important for roster battles. I think, to me, one of the biggest roster battles was the situation with Tyler Huntley and DTR. I think DTR, he got a stranglehold on that thing. Trey said we could calm down on Ronnie Hickman's story. See, this is why. Hey, Cats, this is the funny part. Because when the season start, all that talk be gone. Like, all that talk, that'd be out of here, bro. It'd be like, what did you do today, bro? What did we see? What did we see today? Let's see. I like Diabate. He played well. I like it. I like his game. George, you saying start everybody next week? We got two guys that can man up, Ward and Emerson. Everybody else can't guard me 1v1. Hey, man, I know it's Beast Girl says, I know it's preseason, but the defense looks suspect today. You know what it was. It's one of them things, and I've been there when I'm playing. When I done been the guy that come into the game and the starters ain't playing. Y'all chilling like y'all the starters. You can't, bro, y'all got to make a team. Ain't no such thing as chill. Not with that type energy. They'll find out. Seen that highlight. He just cooked him on that play, G. He ran past him like it was light, too. It was like he didn't even give him no move. It was like, get off of me. It was smooth, like, get off me. Like, it wasn't even, he wasn't even pressured by it. Ronnie Hickman 1v1 in the slot versus wide receivers a loss. I don't think they run in the regular season. They better not. I'm not trying to see him. Thornhill. I ain't trying to see McLeod. I don't want to see Grant Delpit in the slot 1v1 with nobody. A lot of guys that played today won't be on open roster, but some of the guys who will be on the roster need to learn from it, which is possible. Jordan Love read the covers like it's his child, but isolated Hickman on the go route. It was like, you ever see Minority Report when they used to have them things in the front of them, like you just moving around, you and the AI. He was like doing that in his head. He's like, oh, target initiated, target found. Probability of touchdown, 98.9%. He had the AI. He had Jarvis talking to him. Yeah, he got Jarvis in his helmet. Tony, fire the smart bombs. If you know, you know. I just dropped like 4 or 5 gems right there. Like I just dropped like 4 or 5. If you caught them, you caught them. You didn't, you didn't. Chuck says preseason game isn't really real for a team like us. We didn't even have our starters defensive playing, so why are we even talking about it? And our offense isn't playing starters. Well, listen, that's the thing about it. We gonna talk about that. Like at the end of the day, this is what, like if you say, so let me tell you how it works. When we doing this before, and we do it, and coaches talk about it all the time. The coaches aren't gonna come into the locker room and say, hey guys, we didn't play our starters, so therefore we're not gonna talk about all of the things that didn't happen. That ain't how it worked. They're gonna come in there and they're gonna say, let's break this film down. Up, you got cut off by the guard. Up, you didn't read your keys on that step. Up, you took 2 false steps. Up, you can't fumble. Like, to me, I look at it like this. The Browns, if the Browns want to get to where we, and this is the thing, and I want to take y'all too long. We've been on here a long time, you know. But here's what I want want to do, and I just want to give a consensus to you guys so we can really do some honest conversation here, right? If we talking about the Browns and we do this as a family, as a collective group, if we want those standards, we have to start talking about those teams and holding those teams to that high standard. Because when we get to the Super Bowl, you're going to need one of these guys who you did not think was going to be somebody to make the play of their life. It may be John Kelly. It may be one of the offensive linemen we don't foresee playing right now. And if you don't hold people to standards and you don't coach that today, your starters today don't mean that they're going to be the starters when they need you to make a play of their life. And that's the way you got to think. Anybody that steps on that field, needs to be playing at a certain level and have a certain amount of aptitude. And guess what? It takes a season for some people, and it takes time to get there. So when we talking about these games, we just talking about it at a high level. We gotta elevate what our expectations is, and we gotta start putting out the expectation levels and say this is what we holding everybody to. Because trust me, championship organizations and championship teams have people that they didn't think were going to be nobody, didn't think they was going to play, but those are the people that help you hoist that trophy. And for all of us, if that's where we trying to go, we have to elevate and stop being reductive. We should be able to go on and talk about offensive line play or D-line play or the third or fourth corner. Everything doesn't have to be high level. Is Nick Chubb coming back? Is Myles Garrett good? Or is Deshaun Watson going to come back? That ain't, it don't work that way, because it's the minute things that have to happen every single day, putting work in every single day, coaching it every single day for people to get there. And that's all I'm trying to do, is bring that to the table. Right now, it's a bunch of people that's skimming over stuff. Like, I've never seen so many people in sports talk about why something don't matter. You couldn't have been playing and saying it don't matter. They wouldn't, where I came from, they wouldn't let you come on the field saying, Coach, that don't matter. Son, you take a hike. Who is this? Take a hike. They used to make us run for people like that. We had to tell people, shut your mouth. First of all, why are you talking, freshman? Be quiet. You got us over here doing push-ups and running because you keep talking. You're not good enough to talk yet. But, at the end of the day, that don't matter, this don't matter. It all matters in the scheme of things. It does. And so today it starts. We start small with preseason game number 1. We hit preseason game number 2. With that being said, put in the comment section, do you believe that Deshaun Watson and more of the starters should be playing in preseason game number 2? And what improvements do you want to see in preseason game number 2?